Welcome to another edition of Discover Tinley, where we highlight the people and organizations of Tinley Park that make our town a great place in which to live. And as we all know, Tinley Park is a pretty great place in which to live. Boy, it's getting to be winter time here, and we're getting ready for a new year. Hopefully you enjoyed your holiday happenings, and especially at the market and everything else that went on in town and in your families. We hope you all enjoyed a very wonderful Christmas and New Year's. We have a very special show today. We have some guests with us. We're visiting Tinley Park. Some of you may or may not know that Tinley Park is a sister city to a town in Germany called Budingen. The town in Germany that we've had a relationship for many, many years. I think 1989 we go back to. And every so often we have visitors, guests visiting us from Budingen, and we are very fortunate today to have the mayor, the vice mayor, and all kinds of people from Budingen visiting us. So welcome to Discover Tinley. Introduce yourselves and your position.
Yes, let me start. I am the mayor of Budingen, of the medieval town of Budingen, and I'm the mayor since more than 14 years. And I'm come to Tinley Park, but before I came here, I visit my daughter and her family in Cape Coral.
Oh, wow. Very good. Okay. Introduce yourself.
I'm Sieglinde Huxhorn-Engler. I'm in the chair of the Sister City Committee in Budingen. And I'm a member of parliament in Budingen. My special area of working in Parliament is cultural and social affairs, and I enjoy tremendously to be here.
Wow. This isn't your first time here, though, right?
It's my first time in Tinley Park, but not in the United States.
Okay.
I've just spent almost 3 weeks in New Jersey and in New York.
Well,
and I'll go on to California. So
no, you like Tinley Park much better.
Of course.
And introduce yourself, please.
I'm Henrika Strauch, and I'm the vice mayor since 2 years. And this is my first visit in Tinley Park.
Oh,
and
very
I'm
good.
happy to
Very
be here.
good. Very good. Very good. Tell people what Budingen is like. What is it? What does the city of Budingen kind of describe it, if you can? I've been there several times. It's a wonderful, wonderful city. But put in your words what you describe Budingen.
Thank you for your question. It's a great question because Budingen is, well, kind of fairy tale city. It's a very old city with a very, very long tradition. It has an intact center of the town. So we have the good luck that we don't have modern constructions inside the city disturbing the medieval settlement. We have a great castle called the Schloss, and it's still inhabited by the family of Isenburg and Budingen. We have great churches, very impressive buildings, showing the pride of citizens who've lived there. So it's really worthwhile to come to Budingen.
It is. How old is Budingen? You know how old it is?
Oh.
We don't know exactly how old Budingen is, but we know it goes back very, 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 very long times. Okay. There always have been settlements, and the oldest church we have goes back to Carolingian times. Oh. So 800 something.
800?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So it's over 1,000 years old.
Oh, it's more than 1,000
more than
years.
1,000.
Yes, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. And I give you credit for preserving that. You know, we don't have in our country people who want to do much of what you're doing. So I give you tremendous credit for holding on and preserving the look of Budingen for over those years.
That we are doing all time long. We have about 56 timber houses, half timber houses, and you have to renovate them often. And we did it last time for about 30 years, and we have to start again in the next few years, because you have to renovate a timber house often, not like a stone house. It's not so cost intensive.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, again, give you credit for investing in doing that.
Yeah.
That's quite an investment to preserve that. Wow, and the surrounding area, you're kind of out in kind of the countryside a little bit. What's the surrounding area like? You've got some other villages around you too, don't you?
Budingen has 16 villages, including the main village Budingen and the surroundings. We have many forests in Budingen, and we are situated northeast from Frankfurt Rhein-Main, and so it's a nice place to live.
It's a beautiful place, yes.
It's interesting because it's at a point where a really fertile valley comes to a lot of hills, which are called the Vogelsberg, Bird Mountain. And it's the biggest volcanic area in Europe.
Volcanic?
Yes. Well, it's a sleeping volcano. We are
but I didn't know
very
you had
happy.
volcano.
No,
I hope so.
It's sleeping. It's sleeping.
Okay, thank you.
It's no danger if you come to Budingen.
Okay, thank you. Let people know that.
And next Budingen, 10 kilometers, is the Celtic Museum. It's new.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You have a beautiful countryside, and like you said, the forest there. It's a wonderful.
And near Budingen is also the little town Genhausen, where Barbarossa was staying several times, and that's also a point why Budingen exists, because he was in the forest and don't know where to go, and a man told him the way, and he made this with his fingers in the snow. And that's why the Duke of Budingen has a sign, a white sign with two black streets, ways.
Oh my!
The coat of arms
Yeah.
was a present by the emperor.
Oh my!
Barbarossa was the emperor, and he made the then lords of Budingen his administrators for the whole forest.
Oh, wow!
So that's why Budingen very early was important for the whole area.
Yeah, that seems that's the main town in that
Yeah.
area. Okay. Wow, you got quite a history. That's tremendous. What are some things that go on in town there? What are some of your highlights, some of your events that happen in Budingen that would be of interest to people?
We have a Christmas market every year,
Okay.
now 5 days. And this is very famous, the second famous Christmas market in Germany.
Oh, really? Okay.
There was a competition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I might just add, too, I've been to several German Christmas markets. I've not been to yours. But if you want to see something tremendous, go to the German Christmas markets. They are a feast unto them themselves. They are just wonderful. Just the Christmas spirit is just overwhelming. So try to go to a Christmas market. Obviously, Budingen would be nice. I'd like to get there sometime, but the Christmas markets in Germany are, I've never seen anything like that before.
And every 2 years we have a festival, medieval and art festival. It's
It's alternating.
It's alternating. Yes.
And what do you do at the medieval festival?
You will not see any cars in downtown.
Yeah.
And all people are dressed with clothes
my.
out of former times, and you learn to know how to make nails or seil,
Ropes.
ropes, all the things you can see there. And it's 2 days, and people lives. Come to Budingen and lives there in tents, in old tents,
my.
and it's marvelous. And you have meat to drink and to eat things you eat in this time, in the medieval time, and it's really a point to come to Budingen. It's in July. 2019.
What the first part of July? What part of July?
First part of July.
The second
Second
Second weekend
Weekend.
of July.
Okay, so next year.
2000,
Yes.
in
Yes.
2019.
Wow,
Yeah.
I may want to come there.
Yeah, you must
Yeah.
come.
It's a
Then-
must.
As a
It's
must,
not,
I
yeah.
think so. And your arts festival, what is that all about? Oh yeah, there's
Turn.
the arts commission.
Yeah.
This year we had a great arts festival. There was a lot of music around in the old town, in parks, modern music, classical music. We had a great orchestra there. And we had shows depicting our beautiful houses by special light shows. That was fabulous. And
Because the festival's name Light and Love.
Light and love. Oh, I like
yes, yes.
that. Oh my.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists came to exhibit their works, show them, sell them. And of course, eating, drinking, you know, enjoying a festival in Budingen is always enjoying with all your senses. So of course we have eating and drinking there
Of
as
course.
well.
Okay. What's the food I should have when I go to Budingen? What must I eat when I go to Budingen? I mean, narrow it down to a couple of things. I know there's
I
several.
suppose we can't explain it in English, or we do not know the names of these meals.
Was then?
Die Klitscheklöße und
Well, a special kind of potato dumplings.
Oh, okay.
Which are
That's okay.
Yeah, there are actually, the interesting thing is there are a number of dishes made with potatoes.
Ah.
And in combination, sometimes just with a spread of butter or with a spread of roasted bacon.
Ooh, geez.
Really, really nice things.
Okay.
There are other dishes, was haben wir denn noch? Based on cabbage.
Okay.
So originally, Budingen cuisine was, of course, the cooking of handicraftsmen and farmers.
Yeah.
of poor men
Okay.
in former times.
Okay.
And over the years, over the centuries, it has been refined, and it's really worthwhile trying.
And your sausages?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Frankfurt
How many?
sausages.
How many sausages do you have?
Many different.
Okay.
Well, I think actually there are more than 150 different kinds of sausages.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
sure.
Oh my goodness! I didn't realize that.
The Weißwurst from München we have, the Frankfurt sausages.
Okay.
So many.
Many. Oh wow! I didn't realize that many. Okay. I gotta get there sometime. That's beautiful. Describe your position now. What, as mayor, what are you responsible for, and what kind of things does your office take care of?
Oh, I'm responsible for all if you ask our politics,
Okay.
also our politician
Okay.
people. It's my turn to lead the organization. I have to take a part for the financial things.
Buildings,
The buildings,
the streets,
the streets,
Okay.
the water.
water, gas, I don't know what all.
Welfare
you
of the town.
And you,
yeah.
And-
and you like doing this for 14 years.
Yes, and I told each person who will hear it or not to want to hear it that I will run again.
Oh,
My
good.
term goes with 2022, and
Okay.
then I'm about 70, and I want to run again if I'm healthy.
So you heard it here. We got the mayor going to run again.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
Okay. And how many people are in your parliament? What is that made of?
37 people are in Parliament.
Okay.
Um,
27?
no 37.
37.
Oh my.
And the board has 10 person, including us both.
Okay. And what is your now vice mayor? What are you responsible for? What are you responsible for?
My responsible are the youth and the old person and
Social.
the social, the art,
Kindergarten.
kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's the biggest part. I think so.
It's run by the city.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have 11 kindergarten,
Oh my goodness.
starting for kids with 1 year
Mhm.
until
six.
they go to school with 6.
They start at 6.
6 years, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And the village runs that, huh?
Yeah, it's expensive.
I bet. I'm sure. How many schools are? I used to be a teacher, so I'm interested. How many schools you have in Budingen?
4 Grundschulen and 2 weiterführende Schulen und eine Berufsschule.
4 primary schools,
Okay.
1 grammar school called Gymnasium, 1 professional college, which is combined with the school where apprentices are trained. You know, we have a dualistic system of training apprentices. So they are part of the time they are in the firm, and part they are in school. And this professional college is connected to this
Okay.
school.
Okay.
And ich was vergessen?
Mittelschule.
Die Dolbergschule.
Realschule.
Dolbergschule. Dolberg.
Die
Oh
Realschule.
yes, of course. And then we have a school, a middle school,
What
who,
grades would that probably be?
who leads up to they attended till they're 16, and then there is the grammar school.
Okay, so the grammar school is after 16?
No, you can attend grammar school starting from 10 years of age.
Ah, okay. Okay.
But you can change with 16 to the high school.
Ah, okay. And then the professional school and the
Yeah.
okay. What kind of occupations would they go into for the apprentices? So what kind of careers would that entail?
Any kind of handicraft, or working in shops, working in businesses,
Translators. They can get translators.
interpreter, yeah.
Okay.
Working in banks.
Okay. Wow. So you-
So-
Being trained as a secretary for foreign correspondence.
Okay.
So being trained in languages.
okay.
And new thing we want to installate is logistics,
Oh.
because we have a new economic area with companies, logistic companies, and so we try
No,
to
that's right, yeah.
get this in our school.
What's the main economic thing that keeps Budingen going? Do you have industry there, manufacturing? What is your main economic?
We don't have a lot of manufacturing.
Okay.
We have a lot of services. And, well, actually, the biggest firms.
We have a company producing batteries, that's Excite.
Oh.
Former Sonnenschein, but Excite is situated here in the States, and they bought this company. And we have two companies producing tents, big tents with a size of 40 meters and long as you want to have it.
Oh my!
And you will know them if you take a look to TV, Formula One. There are the big tents all over. They are coming out of Budingen.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay, that's pretty special. Wow!
It's special, but
yeah.
They went all around the world, our tents.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know Budingen was famous for tents. Okay.
And they have beautiful, luxurious tents. So if you need a tent for a wedding or for a special celebration, just let us know. We can get you into contact.
Okay. Thank you. What do you know about Tinley Park? This is your first. What have you heard about Tinley Park?
I was staying here first time in 2004. When I was mayor for 3 or 4 days, I went to Tinley Park because I thought it's necessary to come here in this sister city first. And I met Edzard Broggi, the former Bürgermeister, mayor, and Petrey, and sister city. Committee. And when I was staying here, I visited the police station and the firefighters and your library. I have seen many places, but I also visit with my wife the malls. Making shopping, that's
necessary. Yes. Okay.
And it was each time very nice here, and it was always a warm welcome, and I have the friendships to Randy Tietz, to Edzard Broggi, Petrey, and for example, I was visiting my daughter before I'm coming here, and I was staying in Cape Coral, and Edzard Broggi was staying with his wife in Fort Myers, and we had dinner together and talk about of former times and what he's doing today, and what make politics in Budingen.
Okay.
It was nice to meet him again, and he will back to Tinley Park now, and he will organize a meeting with Randy Tietz and Petrey. And yes, Rita Bratt is also a person I met at my first stay in Tinley Park, and she is visiting Budingen often, and it's every time nice to see someone out of Tinley Park, to speak with them or to visit them.
Wow, that's good. A good experience. I'm glad you enjoyed Tinley Park.
Yeah.
Okay, how about your experiences?
Yes, I want to see everything from Tinley Park because it's my first time, and I'm glad to meet the mayor, Mr. Vandenberg. It's good for our friendship from the both cities. I think it's grow up, and we want to
Cooperate
more. Yes. and build it up.
And I guess understand too some of you stay in people's homes too, and that's kind of a neat thing too, where the home visits and things like that too. So that's kind of interesting. Wow. So you have a lot of things ahead of you. Now, where are you going after Tinley Park?
I'm going home to Budingen.
Ah, you must take care of your mayor duties. Okay. Do you know what plans are for?
I don't say what I want.
No. People in Budingen may watch this.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
I think it's better.
I think it's better.
It's necessary to go home because I'm away now for more than 10 days.
Yes.
And I must work.
I understand.
I love to work, and it's necessary to go back.
Right. Now, do you have a full-time job besides mayor, or is that that's your full-time?
Mayor is a full-time job
full-time
in
job.
Budingen. Also, vice mayor is also a full-time job.
Okay.
Not like in Tinley Park.
Right. Okay. Well, it sounds like you've had quite a good experience here, and you'll enjoy it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I think we'll have some good weather for you here, too, so that will be kind of nice to see you do that here. Thank you so much for being our sister city. I think we chose a very good one to be one with. I was in the very first one, I think in 1989, and Pat Ray was the big instigator for that. So we thank him for choosing a very nice town to be a sister city. So we'll have to keep that relationship going. Do you know if people are going to come to Budingen next year or soon? Or?
Yes.
Yes. Rita Pratt told me that she will come to the Christmas market, and I suppose it's 30th anniversary next year, so we will organize a bigger trip to Budingen. Okay.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure having you here. Our guests from Budingen, Germany, our sister city. Enjoy your stay here and enjoy your time in Tinley Park. And hopefully look forward to seeing you again sometime. I'd like to get to that Medieval Fest. I know that sounds tremendous. Yeah. So I want to get to there. So thank you all for coming, and thanks for watching Discover Tinley for this month, and we'll see you next month.